Hey guys, I figured it was about time I added some fun new content to the page, so what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to go through my madolche deck profile for you guys, just so you can have a look, see what you think. I'll just go through real quick. So we start off, we've got 3 madolche madolche. As far as I'm concerned, best card in the deck. She searches out any madolche monster, including herself. Just absolutely broken card for madolche. Also run 2 copies of Pudding Cess. Pudding Cess is a great card. She's hard to summon, being a level 5, but with her effect of being attacked or attacking, being able to destroy a card afterwards, she's absolutely insane. Need to run at least 1 of this card, I run 2. Also run 3 copies of madolche Mufaline. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon any madolche monster from your hand. It's a great way to get out Gelato, which allows you to get off his effect quite easily as well. Speaking of Gelato, I run 2. Just great card for getting the field out. As long as you have a beast type monster on the field when you special summon him, you can search out a madolche spell or trap card. Just great card. So run 2 copies of madolche Crossant. Crossant's effect allows you to return a madolche card you control to your hand, and when you do so you increase his level by 1, and you also gain 300 attack on the card. Great way to activate Ticket's effect as well. Run 2 copies of Marmalade. Great card for recycling your spell and trap cards that are madolche spell and traps. She's also a 2000 defense monster. Not a lot of decks these days actually have a way around a 2000 defense, so she's a really useful card. Run 2 copies of madolche Choxvalia. It's a really useful card for protecting your weaker madolche monsters, seeing as his effect states as long as he's on the field, he's the only madolche monster that can be attacked. I run 1 copy of the Butler. Not too good a card, but when he's normal summoned with another madolche on the field, I can add the field to my hand. So it can be useful, but very circumstantial. Speaking of the field, I run 3 copies of Chateau. Chateau is basically a pot of avarice for madolche. When I play it, I shuffle all madolche monsters from my graveyard back into my deck. Enough said. And I also gain 500 attack for each madolche monster on the field as well, so can't complain. I run 2 copies of madolche Ticket. Ticket is whenever a madolche monster is returned to the graveyard, from the graveyard to my deck or to my hand, I can add a madolche monster to my hand. If I control a fairy type madolche, which is either in this deck Pudding Cess or my XYZ Tiramisu, I can special summon the card instead. Since this deck has a lot of consistency problems, I run 2 Pot of Duality, which just allows me to get into my monsters a little bit quicker sometimes, not running all that many. Because I fear a lot of back row, I run 3 copies of MST. For now I'm only running 1 Smashing Ground. I'm actually looking for a second one. Just help with the monster destruction. Thunder King just rapes me, so it's a great card to get rid of him. I won 1 Reinforcements of the Army because I actually have 4 warrior targets in my deck, and it just allows me to thin my deck out a little bit better. Just some more back row hate. 1 Heavy Storm. Due to the fact that I can't run Veiler in madolche, for now 2 Fiendish Chains. I'm actually thinking of adding a 3rd. Not too sure what to take out just yet, but we'll let you guys know what happens when I get to that. Can't run any deck without these cards right now, so 2 copies of Solemn Warning. 2000 life points to destroy a monster is not that big a hit in this deck, considering I can actually manage to out-summon my opponent quite often. Because I don't like monsters, I also run 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. It's great for removing monsters, especially Zen mains. Zen mains can't get around this card, so it's a really good card. And because of cards like Zenmains, I also run 2-dimensional prisons, being the fact that it's just removing from play instead of destroying is a really good bonus for this card. For madolche cards in the trap pile, I actually run 1 madolche T-Break. I think it's a great card. It allows me to stop mirror forces and such from hitting my monsters, and if I have a pudding source on the field, added bonus, I get to destroy a card. I run 1 madolche Palooza, just absolutely insane. Play that card, special summon as many madolche monsters as I can from my hand. Just absolutely broken as hell if I have a few level 4s in my hand for Tiramisus. Of course, I run 1 Mirror Force, staple in every deck. And in this deck, has to be a staple, Ultimate Offering. Just allows me to constantly keep summoning out Magdalene. Magdalene and Crufson in combination is just insane, because I can return Magdalene and just continue to summon her again and again and again. Alright, onto the extra deck. Can't run madolche without this card. I run 3 copies of Queen Tiramisu. She is just probably one of the most broken cards in the game right now. Her effect is to detach 1 material, send up to 2 madolche cards I control, well, from my graveyard back into my deck, and I can shuffle the same amount of cards from my opponent's field back into theirs. Because I need to be able to ditch cards, I run 2 copies of Gaga Cowboy. His burn effect is really useful for me, but it's more the effect that I can actually discard a material without actually having to have pre-required conditions, so that I can actually have extra targets for Masu in the graveyard if I need to. And with extra targets as well comes Fairy King Alvadich. Great card, just completely screws anything that's not an Earth type monster, but yet again he is mainly used for targets for Queen Tiramisu. Because I run a lot of level 4s, 1 Utopia. And we'll move on to the level 3s. I run the 1 copy of Zenmains. Level 3s are a little bit hard to get out in this deck, so only 1 copy of Zenmains for now. I run 2 copies of Leviathan Dragon right now. I don't really have many other cards that I can put in this extra deck, so he's just really in there as a filler right now. And I run 1 copy of Tiras. Tiras is a really good card. The fact that I actually have 2 level 5s in my deck, and Craftsman can be made up to level 5, just allows me to get this card out. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, let me know what you think.